Hello there guys, welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my preview of the Chelsea vs AS Roma game in the Champions League in the third round of the Champions League group stages, taking place tomorrow night at 7:45 PM UK time, obviously at Stamford Bridge. And it's time to bounce back. It's time to bounce back from the last two defeats, especially the defeat against Crystal Palace. But as the game's tomorrow, for now, you can bounce over and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Lars1507 on both of them. Links are in the description as well. Thank you. But actually getting into the preview, talking about position, as I usually do. Roma are a very good team. They're currently sitting 5th in the Serie A, 9 points behind Napoli, who are top. But Roma do have one game in hand. Along with Napoli and Inter Milan, they've conceded the fewest goals so far in the Serie A, with only 5 goals. Although, like I said, they have a game in hand, and that against Sampdoria, who's sitting 6th. But they're definitely very decent at the back, you know, as most Italian teams are, if you're being honest. On Saturday, they were beat 1-0 by Napoli in Rome. The top scorer so far this season is Edin Dzeko, obviously former Manchester City striker, who has 7 goals already this season. In the Champions League so far, they've done fairly well, held Atletico to a 0-0 draw in Rome on the first day, although they were quite lucky to actually get that draw, as Atletico missed a lot of big chances. And then they went to Azerbaijan and beat Karabakh 2-1. Again, got a bit lucky with the result, as Karabakh were pushing for the draw towards the end. They sit second in the group on 4 points, with obviously Chelsea, us on 6 points, and Atletico on 1 point in third. Roma tend to go for a standard 4-3-3, but in the last 2 games they've done something a bit weird, as they put their natural right back, Alessandro Florenzi, as the right winger, which is a bit odd, although he definitely has some good attacking qualities. Roma do definitely have some very good players in their side. Edin Dzeko, Raja Nainggolan, and Yele De Rossi is a very good holding midfielder. The best centre-back, Kostas Manolas, is apparently a doubt and might miss the game. Same goes for winger Stefan El Shaarawy and centre-mid Kevin Strootman from Holland. You know, they do have a very good team. They are very solid at the back, but the best defender might miss the game. After losing Mohamed Salah, their best winger Stefan El Shaarawy might miss the game as well. So, you know, both teams definitely do have injuries. Now coming to the press conference, obviously for Champions League games, it's not only the manager but also a player taking part in a press conference, which today was Marcos Alonso. Marcos Alonso started the press conference off. First, he confirmed that the team had no days off after the last game against Crystal Palace, but said that was planned, that the team always trains a little bit and goes through recovery a day after the game. He went on to saying in the last few days the team has recovered very well and was prepared for the next game very well. Then asked if it hurts when the manager says not one player played well against Crystal Palace, Alonso said no, it doesn't hurt, because the manager is correct with what he said. That was basically everything Alonso said that was worth mentioning now in this video. Then Antonio Conte started his part of the press conference, and firstly he confirmed that Alvaro Morata has been training for the last 3 days with the rest of the team and is in contention for tomorrow's game. Asked if he thinks if it's important that Morata starts, Conte just asked the journalist if he thinks different and started laughing. So clearly sounds like Morata will start, because Conte definitely is not happy with Batshuayi. A bit later on in the press conference, he was asked about Morata again and asked if it would be a risk if he started Alvaro Morata tomorrow. Conte said no, he wouldn't be taking a risk if he started and played tomorrow. He could have even taken the risk and started him against Crystal Palace, but Conte said he isn't that stupid, because that wasn't going to help anyone if he's then out injured for a long term. The next question was, does the performance without Morata on the weekend underline that Chelsea need another striker? Conte said, we know what situation we're in. It's very difficult when important players get injured. It's not easy when 3 players in Morata, Kante and now Moses, 3 first-team players, are injured. We have to overcome the situation and we have to hope for no more injuries. So basically, it didn't really want to say that he needs a new striker, not just Batshuayi as the only backup, but basically we all know that's what he's thinking. Then obviously, as they were onto all those injuries already, he was asked whether, you know, we're training too hard along with so many games, and maybe is that why there were so many injuries at the moment. Conte said there are players in this team that aren't used to playing every 3 days. It's the first time for Kante playing every 3 days. Obviously, he hasn't been in the Champions League or Europa League before. Same goes for Marcos Alonso. Even for Morata, it's the first time, Conte said, to play regularly every 3 days. Conte also said the same about Victor Moses, although that's not 100% true. Although he didn't play every game at the time, he played a fair few games towards the back end of the 2012-13 season, in which we won the Europa League, and he had some very good performances in that competition as well. But with our squad, sometimes Conte has to take risks, he said. If he didn't start Morata against City, everyone would have said he's crazy, and then he had to come off after half an hour. And the last thing of the press conference that I am going to mention, which isn't particularly interesting for now, but it is interesting basically that some rumours have been confirmed. Conte confirmed that in the past Chelsea and Conte together tried to sign Raja Nainggolan from Roma, but Conte said he is a Roma player, so it's not right to speak more about him except saying that he's one of the best midfielders. So it's just interesting that, you know, sometimes rumours are right. Even, you know, if the transfer doesn't come off, sometimes just things get in the way. Nainggolan not wanting to, you know, leave Roma, Roma not wanting to sell, you know, all that kind of stuff. Just thought that was quite interesting. Now coming to Chelsea, talking about how I think the game will go, my predicted lineup and also my score prediction. Like I said earlier, we have to bounce back. Like, we have to bounce back. For the morale in the team, and also for the morale with the fans. Morata is fit and I'm pretty sure he will start the way Conte spoke about it, but obviously Moses, Drinkwater and Kante are out injured. No one asked Conte for team news, so for all I know, Drinkwater could be back or someone else could be injured that we don't know about, but I highly doubt that. Roma have a very strong and energetic midfield in Nainggolan and De Rossi, and whoever they play instead of Strootman if he actually does miss the game. Now, I do not believe that Bakayoko and Fabregas could handle that. And I really do hope that Conte agrees with me on this. So I think Conte will go back to the formation that worked so well in Madrid, but didn't work at all against Manchester City after Morata had to come off. Luckily, Morata seems to be back. Hopefully he can play more than 35 minutes this time. So I think and I hope we will go back to the 3-5-2. Obviously with Thibaut Courtois in goal, Cesar Spilicueta, although he hasn't been incredible in the last few games, as the right-sided centre-back, Andreas Christensen as the central centre-back. And now I wouldn't mind Gary Cahill, because I think against Atletico was very, very good. Against Palace he was our best centre-back, but Rudiger only left Roma a few months ago. He knows their team very well. Defended against their attackers every day in training. So although the Roma attackers obviously also know Rudiger's weaknesses, I think it has to be Rudiger that starts, just because he has that advantage over Cahill of knowing the opposition very well, especially, you know, their main danger man in Edin Dzeko. I think knowing the opposition striker that well will definitely be an advantage to us. David Zappacosta and Alonso's the two wingbacks, obviously, as Victor Moses picked up the hamstring injury against Crystal Palace. David Luiz, Timur Bakayoko and Cesc Fabregas in a three-man midfield with Hazard and Morata as the two strikers. Well, or Hazard just behind Morata, whichever you will. But yeah, that's the formation that I think Conte will go with, that I hope Conte will go with, and that I will go with. Now, if we do go with that formation and lineup, I think we do stand a very good chance of winning that game. If we go 4-3-3, only Bakayoko and Fabregas in the middle, I don't see a chance in hell that we'll win that game. But like I said, if we do go 3-4-3, David Luiz in central midfield with Bakayoko and Cesc Fabregas, I do think there's a good chance of us winning that. It's difficult to say how the game will go. It really depends on how much Roma will come at us, or if they will sit back and try to hit us on a counter. I think it will be a fairly even game, but I think that we will come out on top. But again, only if we go with the 3-5-2 with David Luiz in midfield. So my score prediction, if we go with that lineup, or with that formation at least, would be a 2-1 win to us. But yeah, that's really it for me. Leave me all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. Your score predictions, your predicted lineups, any other thoughts you have on everything I mentioned, on everything that was said in the press conference as well. Leave it down in the comment section below. Follow me on social media, Laos1507 on Instagram and Twitter. I'd massively appreciate you if you follow me there. Leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already. Massively do appreciate that as well. Thank you guys for watching. Up to Chelsea. Buzzing for the game tomorrow. And I'll see you next time.